Hello, hello, hello. This is Gresh from the I Am CEO podcast, and I have a very, very special guest on the show today. I have Valerie Shepard of Profit Rocket Academy. Valerie, it's awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Gresham. I'm excited to be here, and I can't wait to see what I can provide to support your audience.
Super excited to have you on, and I know there will be loads of great value. But before we jumped in, I wanted to read a little bit more about Valerie so you can hear all the awesome things that she's been doing. And Valerie is a recovering corporate executive on radical sabbatical, with business leadership roles that include being a VP of marketing, leading a $900 million portfolio of brands, a 9-year award-winning track record at Procter Gamble, and consulting roles for several Fortune 500 companies. Her passion is guiding executives and entrepreneurs to win the inner game of success through self-mastery. She's a multi-award-winning, best-selling author, sought-after keynote speaker, and confessed foodie. Valerie, are you ready to speak to the I Am CEO community?
I am, and I hope everyone's got some good food.
Absolutely. As a confessed foodie as well, too, I wanted to hear how you got started. Could you take us through your CEO story? What led you get started with all the awesome things you're working on?
Sure thing. My CEO story is all about making it through the ups and downs and still going. And my hashtag, my favorite hashtag, keep on keeping on, people. So I have done the vice president role. I've done the brand management role, the CEO role of my own company as an entrepreneur. Much harder, but also much more rewarding and a lot of fun too. And the journey just included a lot of different experiences on the business side, mostly in marketing and business strategy, strategic direction setting for brands. Some of them small, some of them billion-dollar brands, big businesses. A lot of fun, also a lot of pressure, a lot of different dynamics. And for me, where you talked in my bio, like one of my passions is the inner game of success. And the reason, it's funny, like we teach what we need to learn, right? Mm-hmm. One of the reasons it's my passion is because I wasn't really good at it. And I really didn't learn some important things about emotional intelligence and managing the self-mastery, what I call mastering you in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. And so that aspect of the inner game is where I have the most passion as a CEO and what I'm doing in my company and my vision and my purpose on the planet.
Nice. I absolutely love that. And I don't know if you would definitely agree with this, but it was coming to my mind when you were talking about your story. And I almost sometimes feel like you're put through things in life and you go through things in life so that you learn that lesson, so that sometimes obviously you can help yourself, you can teach yourself, but also so that you can help so many other people. So a lot of times you can't experience or be able to teach as well as you could if you didn't go through those things of I guess, self-mastery, that process to get there.
I so agree with you. That is a really key point from the inner game perspective as well, that I didn't say, this isn't my quote, but I love it. You know, life is not happening to us, it's happening for us. And the for us gives the experiences, the waves, the mountain climbs, the swimming through the pitfalls and the walk through the desert, like whatever we want to talk about, the challenging aspects of one's life. All of those are designed to give us an opportunity to express that which is already in us, but maybe not be refined, maybe not be matured like a fine wine, maybe not being expressed and accessed in a way that we can bring the magnificence that we are out better. I feel like the challenges in my career and in my personal expression of me were divinely given to me as an opportunity for me to do me better. And as a result of me better, everything in my life gets better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can imagine like a lot of the, the listeners and readers that are really, trying to, take that next level, be their best selves, and understanding how important it is to kind of unlock the amazing person that we have within, that sometimes we aren't able to do it all the time. So I love, you mentioning that. I love that you do that. So I know I touched on it a little bit when I read your bio. Could you take us through like how that process works, how exactly you work with the clients you serve?
Yes, I love to work with the clients, and I like to do a partnership kind of arrangement in which, and you know a lot about your business and you know a lot about where you're going. And I tend to talk to whether they're my college students or my executive clients or the clients that I work on their businesses with, you are brilliant. I'm not your savior. What I'm here to do is to help tease out the brilliance that is already in you to manage the situations that are presenting themselves to you. And when you think athletes have coaches, Michael Phelps, the most awarded Olympic athlete of all time, had coaches. So it's really powerful to think about how much more of my brilliance could I express into what I'm doing if I had the support of an advocate and coach. So I work from a partnership perspective. I help people see what they might be missing. Fresh eye syndrome, the new eyes on the business. Boy, did you think of this? Did you think of that? So I try to encourage and inspire. I also have a 35-year career in marketing business strategy. So I am also bringing a big helping of tested and proven skill. And so bolting that on to whatever the client has and whatever we can contribute as or whatever we can co-create as a collaboration to move the business in another direction. At the Profit Rocket Academy, I have this whole back engine, $2.5 million worth of content that can help a leader figure out things on kind of the 5 pillars of business success. Getting more leads, getting more opportunity for transaction, converting those transactions, figuring out my optimal price, and figuring out how to really increase my profit. Like those are the 5 key things that I focus on with businesses. And then it's just a matter of helping them see maybe where there's a piece they haven't leveraged optimally and guiding them to what are the ideas, what are the ways, what's the collateral, what needs to happen for this to be optimized for your business and for your customers, those you're on the planet to serve.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very powerful. And as you said, I think as entrepreneurs and creatives, even like we have something that we want to create, we want to build, we want to share with the world. And I think sometimes, there's certain aspects of business that can, if they're not optimized as well as they could be, could block us from that opportunity to really serve to the level that we really want to do that. So I love, that you help so many people out with that and so many organizations and CEOs and business owners. But I love too that partnership piece, because I think so many times, when you're working with somebody, you want to know that you have kind of that co-creation going on where you really have that opportunity to really be your best self, because that person also wants to see you be your best self as well too.
Yes. I mean, I've had both. Right? I had a coach whose name we don't have to mention, but I've had a coach in my life who tried to inspire me using the downside risk or the negativity. So you're never going to win that race if you can't shave 2 more seconds off your time. And I've also had the coaches who said, hey, look, imagine yourself with that medal around your neck. All it's going to take is that we shave 2 seconds off your time. I have a vision for that. I want to know how you feel about it. Let's go get it. And I felt like they were like with me. And when I'm puking on the side of the track or whatever, they're coming over, rubbing my back, saying, it's okay. You knocked 1/4 of a second off. And that's the kind of thing that I've wanted in my business career as well. People who are saying, hey, I can see where you're going. And I want to see if you considered this as a part of the option. Like, that looks like a pretty heavily roadblocked way. Are you sure you want to keep going it down that path? And what if this is a possibility that is like worth pursuing? We won't know until we actually pursue it. And that's what I try to be with my clients. I can also be the hammer. Let me tell you that, Gresham. I can also come in and go, okay, I'm done talking about this. Either you implement or we're done. So it can't always be about lovey-dovey. There is a time when the tough love has to happen. And I get success and my clients are thriving. And so I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the true definition of even, I guess, human interaction, but definitely obviously of coaching is really knowing exactly what that person needs to get to that next level. Sometimes it's the pat on the butt, sometimes it's the kick in the butt, and understanding exactly what you're going to do and when is necessary for you to kind of be able to reach that next level. So I love that you're able to accomplish that. So I wanted to ask you now for what I call your secret sauce. And this could be for yourself or your business, but what do you feel kind of sets you apart and makes you unique?
What I'm told, there's a dynamic secret sauce that comes from two things kind of mixing together. So I have an intuitive ability, a high sense of intuitive ability around business, around especially marketing and talking to my primary consumer or target, whoever that is. Like I have an intuitive ability to see the strategic, like the mile high view, and how it connects to tactical. And a lot of people can do one or the other. I can do both. Like I can really make those connections. And then the other piece of that, I think that the piece in the middle between strategy and tactical execution of that strategy is integrative. And so I have this ability to do this powerful integrative mind, this integrative thing with what's going on in the marketplace. What are the competitors doing? What's our core competency? How does that come out in what our offering is? The benefit package we call a brand. What is that going to my target market? And I have a really innate ability to go, if that's your strategy, those tactics don't seem like they connect. And like, but what if we did this and this? Now we're singing. So that's my secret sauce, is that intuitive, integrative ability to connect strategy and tactics to deliver profit.
Nice. I absolutely love that. And there's a book that I read. It's called The Opposable Mind. And I think it kind of speaks exactly to what you're talking about. Because I think so many times when you talk to people, they say, you either have to do A or B, and not realizing that there is a way to potentially do A and B. You just may have to get a little bit more creative in the way that you're executing those. So I think the ability to be able to kind of look at that, look at those two dissimilar things sometimes, and be able to integrate them and bring them together is definitely a great example of secret sauce.
Yay. I like my secret sauce.
There you go. I like it as well. So I wanted to switch gears a little bit, and I wanted to ask you for what I call a CEO hack. So this could be like an app, a book, or habit that you have, but what's something that makes you more effective and efficient?
Okay, so um, I'm I'm going to make my CEO hack about perception, and that our perception of a situation actually dictates how we experience and journey through the situation. So I offer, as a way to keep our perception in the area of positivity and possibility and like universe supporting me, like I'm in that space. So in order for that to happen, believe it or not, my favorite tactic, so strategy is keep my perception in the positive realm no matter what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
And then one of my tactics for making that happen, believe it or not, is laughter yoga. So
Mhm.
my CEO hack is, you don't have to go to a laughter yoga class, but if there's a way for you to get laughter into your life as a daily practice, like I've even gotten on calls where all we're doing is laughing. There's no talking. And if there's a way when I don't get on that call, I can get in front of my mirror and laugh. Thursday, I'm doing a Zoom laughter session with some of my students to help them relieve some of the stress of how their lives have changed while we're in this COVID-19 era. And so, CEO hack, laughter, it changes the brain. It changes your oxygenation of your blood. It changes so much. And in that change can come just a slight shift in my perspective of a situation. And that slight shift can help me see the opportunity inside something that I might go negative on. And that's what can help me get through the dynamics of a situation where I'm kind of going, how did I get here? And I want out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. That's extremely powerful. And I don't know if this is also true, but I find that sometimes if you're in, that situation and you don't know how to get out of it, you don't even want to be there, but you're able to kind of incorporate like the laughter yoga that you mentioned as well too. Just by doing it, I guess I don't correct me if I'm wrong, does do the feelings follow from that? So by laughing, it provides you that opportunity to be able to get a little bit more of a different perspective, that clarity, probably even, but sometimes we're waiting for the clarity to be able to do the laughter yoga, when in reality it kind of works backwards.
It works backwards. Like, we are creators, right? The universe is pinging off of our energy field. It's like, what's going on in here is going to shape what's going on out there. And so if I want my perspective around what's going on out there to be in a high vibration and to be in the possibility zone, I have to be that here. I can't wait for it to show up out there first. I've got to be it in order to experience it. And so that the one big thing too about laughing is, the way this really shifted for me in my life and in my career as a business owner and executive was when I was able to laugh at myself.
Mm.
When I was able to just go, wow, that was a pretty big mistake. Look at me, I made such a mistake. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now what? Like, really being able to go there and to do it in a space of self-love, not in a space of self-recrimination.
Yeah, absolutely. That's incredibly powerful. And I make sure to laugh at myself often. So I feel like I'm on the way to doing there. So I appreciate you reminding me that I'm on the right track. So I wanted to ask you now for what I call a CEO nugget. And that could be a word of wisdom or piece of advice. It might be something you would tell a client, or if you were to hop into a time machine, what might you tell your younger business self?
So many things are coming. Oh, how do I pick? Okay, so I think I'm going to, I've already given you my hashtag, keep on keeping on, which basically means no matter what, reshuffle, reshift, recalibrate, rejuvenate, rest, take a step back, and then keep on keeping on. And then my other one would be, because there's so much in the world around competition and being better than the next person, and there's a lot of judgment right now. I think what I want to say is that as a CEO, it's never about being better than the CEO to your right or to your left, or if you think there's one ahead of you or one behind you. That's not what the game is about. Like, the real beauty in what you can bring to the world is in believing that you're only trying to be better than who you were 10 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. It's really just you supporting and serving you to be the best you could possibly bring. And that's going to serve your business. It's going to serve your teams. It's like, it's going to mushroom cloud. It's going to serve you, to serve your team and any of your partners, external or internal, and then to serve your customers and clients. And then the ripple effect of how they go out and serve the world because you served them. So that's what it's about. How do you be the best you today relative to yesterday? And the rest of it will be history, I promise.
Yeah, absolutely. That's incredibly powerful. And I think so many times I think when you look at competition, you're always, especially if you feel like you have that competitive mindset and aspect, we're always outwardly, using that kind of lens to measure ourselves against, someone else or what this other CEO or this business owner is doing. But in reality, if we hold the, I guess, opportunity or the gift as well to really get better than ourselves, to be better than Gresh yesterday or that person, the week before, then we can still kind of tap into that competitive mindset, but we're using it a lot more kind of, I guess, healthily, if that's the right word, to really grow and be our best selves and to reach and crush our goals.
Yes, I agree. You're absolutely right. And I like healthily as a word.
There you go. If you say it, then it works. So now I wanted to ask you my absolute favorite question, which is the definition of what it means to be a CEO. And we're hoping to have different quote unquote CEOs on this show. So Valerie, what does being a CEO mean to you?
Being a CEO means to me, first, we have to define what CEO means. So the letters themselves. So I was thinking about it and I picked consciousness expressed optimally, which works with who I'm committed to being on the planet. So the divinity of me being expressed, integrated with the human self. And my whole idea of being a CEO is to leverage me, like to leverage my consciousness in order to be a a contribution to the greater effort of raising consciousness on the planet and having a world that works for everyone. So that wrapped up definition is to leverage my brilliance, so to speak, my abilities, my gifts, my blessings, and myself in order to serve the greater good. And whether that is through a nonprofit or through a for-profit or a $250,000 business or a $250 million business is really inconsequential to me. It's really about expressing myself in a way that it creates a ripple effect of love, light, peace, joy, harmony. Like that, we'll get all those things on the planet when the people on the planet start being those things. And that's what being a CEO means to me.
Awesome. I absolutely love that perspective and that definition. And I think so many times like we've been kind of talking about, what's kind of the theme of what we've been talking about, is that it kind of starts within, in the vision and the goals that we have, in the gifts, as you said as well too, that we have within ourselves and our zones of genius. If we're able to walk and play and work within that, it provides a tremendous amount of opportunity, whether it be a nonprofit, whether whether we are a solopreneur, or whether we have a $250 million organization that we're leading. It can manifest itself in so many different ways, but it starts and begins with what we're doing internally.
Yes, yes, yes. You said that beautifully, Gresham.
Oh,
Beautifully.
awesome. Awesome. Well, I truly appreciate that, Valerie. I appreciate your time even more. What I wanted to do is pass you the mic, so to speak, just to see if there's anything additional you can let our readers and listeners know. And of course, how best they can get a hold of you and find out all the awesome things you're working on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So you can reach me at two different websites that have to do with my coaching. So Profit Rocket Academy, all one word, .com. That's where I work with small businesses to help them grow their bottom lines. It's all about accelerating profit in your business as it is today. And often finding ways to do that without spending a ton of money on marketing and advertising. So that's one thing. And then to work with me as an executive coach, I love doing that. A lot of really well-groomed businesses know that sometimes getting over the next hurdle is not about the business acumen, it's about inner game. And so that's ValerieSheppard.coach, ValerieSheppard.coach. Come on in, the water's fine.
Exactly. Everybody's in the water, so you definitely need to come on. So I truly appreciate that, Valerie. We will have the links and information in the show notes, but I definitely appreciate you for reminding us of how much our success is in line with winning and understanding and executing on that inner game and that piece, and the way that you do that and are able to help out so many people doing that. So I appreciate you so much again, and I hope you have a phenomenal rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Gresham. I'm honored to have been a guest on your program. Many blessings to you and your audience. Thank you.